Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Your Holiness, it's a great pleasure to be in your presence today. Being a new Muslim or a new revert, the question I'd like to ask is, what is the concept of Satan in Islam, and was Satan a fallen angel?
It's a question which can be answered very simply, and also one can go deep into the philosophy of the nature of Satan, why he should be created at all anyway. And all thinkers, right from the beginning of time, have taken this up. Major religions have taken this issue and tried to resolve it by some means, because if Satan is the creation of God, then God cannot be absolved of the responsibility for the evil which he spreads. Why did he create Satan at all? Why not leave the mankind alone and follow only the dictates of Allah's will and desire and his instruction to mankind through his prophets? So this is a fundamental issue which has been dealt with differently in different religions, and there is one religion which specifically attempts to resolve this question by creating a new god of evil, which is, this religion is Zoroastrianism. Zoroastrians believe that God is goodness and nothing but goodness. It is impossible for the suffering to be witnessed here on earth, for the evil to prevail over mankind and dominate mankind in many areas of his activities. So when evil and suffering coexist with health, also with goodness, how can we believe that God is benign and just? So the answer to this question is given by them is that in fact you misunderstand, there are two gods. One God is Satan, a god in his own right, and he is the god of darkness. The other god is light, and he is represented by fire. So that is why fire is always kept burning in the temples of Zoroastrians, and it is never permitted to be put out, because he is the symbol of the living God of goodness. The fire is, I said he because they consider it to be a godly attribute. So, but anyway, the fire is it, but it is worshipped not as it, but as a symbol of a God who is a living God. The question is, can you resolve this problem, this dilemma, through these means? I have written at length on this issue in a book which will be published, I hope, by the end of this year. And I have taken it up in totality. The existence of suffering, the goodness, the pleasure, the pain, what role do they play, why do they coexist? I can't really explain everything here, but I can tell you the basic key to the understanding of this question. Before the creation of man, neither the world of angels nor the world of the animal kingdom below man was given the right of choice. They followed the dictates of God, whether it was through intuition or constitutional messages printed in their genes. But they had no choice to deviate from them. A lion must have the flesh to survive, eat the flesh to survive. And it must survive on other animals. A goat has no choice but to eat the grass. Each sect is confined to the area of its creative plan. This is what the Holy Quran says when it says, Kullu yamalu ala shakilate. فَرَبُّكُمْ عَالَمُ بِمَنْ هُوَ أَهْدَى سَبِيلًا. Everyone has his own shakila, his constitutional entity, and he must act according to that constitutional entity. Now, when you can't deviate from goodness, and you can't make any choice, why should you be rewarded? There is no mention of any reward with relation to angels in any divine book. While they are the things, whatever they are, who worship God and do nothing but worship God. But you will never mention angels to be sent to heaven. Anywhere in the entire history of scriptures of God revealed to any section of mankind. This is very significant and very sensible. Because if you have no choice, you are made like something, you should not be rewarded. Nor are they ever punished. Because they can't deviate from the dictates of God. Similarly, animals are neither mentioned to have been rewarded with heaven in the hereafter, nor they are mentioned to be punished in hell. There is no questionability, there is no answerability for them. The answerability, accountability begins with choice and not before. So if there is a choice, evil has to be created, but not as such. It is created as an opposite pole because of choice. Light is the positive pole. But if there is no barrier between light and anywhere else, there will be no shadow. There will be no darkness. So if you want to create choices where people can choose either to move in the direction of light or in the direction of night or shadow or darkness, then there must be some barrier between light and shadow. And this is the barrier which is created by God to create the opposite pole. Without it, there will be no choice. And the mankind will disappear. The very purpose of creation of mankind will be wiped out, will not hold. So would you rather prefer not to be or to be with this choice? The obvious answer is we would rather prefer to be. That is why man sticks to life. There are very few people who prefer mercy killing. Only exceptions. The rule is that even in suffering, man continues to adhere and cling to life, which means he loves this creation, this his own creation of independent existence, where he makes the choices for himself. So in short, this is the answer to your question, and I hope that would be considered sufficient for the time being. Later when the book is published, you can have the book from Imam Sahib or any member of the Ahmadi community, please.